Neo's in a very interesting spot here, guys. We're looking for a bounce off that $641 level. We're in this sharp kind of descending channel. If we look on the weekly, guys, we are in a very obvious cup and handle pattern. So we've stemmed that cup around that 778 level, which was the top of this descending triangle here, in which we got in this descending triangle in the past, broke out, created the top of this long-term one, which we ended up breaking out in the movement that we're in currently, guys. So we broke out of that. Got another pennant, kind of flag and pull, boom, breakout, continue, and we're kind of pulling back here. But now we're in this cup and handle pattern where we could be looking for a textbook break if I take the drawings off. Definitely looks nice and set up that we could be breaking out of this formation, guys, on Neo, right with that top line, that neckline being that 778 roughly. The cup formation, the handle, and then retest and breaking out. Continuing in this nice overall uptrend that we're in, guys. We've been on a very nice uptrend overall. Just a little bit of a pullback here, but still on an ascending profile. And we do see the adequate buying pressure here. Nice to see, given that we are looking for a retest of the neckline and a break. And recently, guys, if you've been following with the Nio news, we have been facing a little bit of backlash. So Wealth Fund GIC filed a lawsuit accusing Nio for misleading investors by inflating revenue through a battery leasing affiliate. So Nio has denied any of this and it says that it's false. So as that lawsuit's kind of going on, we do see a little bit of negative backlash here. But overall, still in the air, not exactly a reason we'd see Nio completely plummet here, as we are still set up very nicely and in a nice ascending profile, right? If we're taking it back here, guys, what we like to watch on Nio is these overall formations and how reactive the stock is, right? We've gotten to that big descending triangle formation, which led us to a smaller triangle formation within that descending triangle where price was really, really volatile throughout this whole time, but we get extremely tight. See a new price action and that 338 holding up well, which ultimately led to a break of that resistance and that long-term descending resistance stemming at that 770 level, getting a pennant, textbook flag and pull, break out very nicely as sellers try to get their movement down. And we break out in a very nice move, almost identical to that one that we saw right here. And another little descending formation, pretty comparable to this one here, just less drastic, and we break out of that flag-like formation. Very aggressive move to the upside, which we reached that $8 level, getting above that 770 and trying to get above that important resistance mixed with the bad news that we've been getting, guys. Was a recipe for a bit of a pullback, but it looks like we are reacting well over the last couple of trading days, really kind of recovering here and continuing with that recovery closing at 675. So in the grand scheme of things, guys, we are looking nice. We are set up in a cup and handle on the weekly. The daily still in a very nice ascending profile, smaller pullback given the overall action, and we are still in an ascending profile. What you want to look for in the short term is a break of this narrow descending channel here, guys, as we are trying to test that now. Or if we look on the hourly for a better perspective, kind of ping-ponging back and forth here, and we do see that over the last couple of days like we saw on the daily. Nice price action from the buyers. We do meet up with a pretty nice zone of 641 right quickly on the daily. You can see that that was a zone where we did find that overall breakthrough. We broke out of this descending flag here. We broke that level, and that's what really catapulted us continuing to move up before we got another little chop range here, breaking out of that and trying to retest and get over that 770, which we did. So important spot, and this is a very reactive stock. Once it hits these certain resistance and supports, it likes to react, and that's where we find the bounce. And from that bounce, guys, we are trending towards the top of this resistance level. So nice to see that that support level did hold up, and we're looking to break this descending narrow channel. And now if we break this, guys, we're looking very nice to the upside, breaking over the $7 psychological level once again, and possibly retesting that high, where we'll be looking for that break of that big cup and handle on the weekly. And if we could break through that, guys, we're looking really nice and prone to that 926. I think fundamentals aside, we're really set up very nicely here from a technical perspective. But as long as there's fundamental and bad news and overall controversy seeping into the stock, we could be seeing a bit of back and forth and a little bit of added selling pressure. It's kind of what we saw this week, I think. But it's nice to see that we recover a bit over the last couple of days of the week after a pretty tough, week and a half of price action. So that's where we're at on Nio, guys. We're still looking nice here. Overall, very bullish on the stock still. We're set up in a nice cup and handle on the weekly. We are still in this overall breakthrough move from breaking out of this descending triangle. And we're seeing how reactive the stock really is to where we bounced out that support to this whole time in this descending triangle stemming here, this entire time here. Really reacting to this resistance, really reacting, it's getting tight, breaking out. Very nice movement to the upside, finding a very reactive pennant formation where we're bouncing back and forth, ping-ponging, getting super tight, breaking out, continuing that breakout. So Nio is a very reactive stock from a technical perspective, and we see no different here where Nio is getting that bounce, looking for that potential break of the sharp, narrow, descending range where you'd like to see us get back within the range of that 762 and that 691 roughly, where we saw a bit of chop before continuing and breaking through that 770, guys. So that's where we're at from a shorter term perspective. Like I said, the fundamentals were the biggest catalyst of really bringing us down. Yes, we were battling a important resistance, that being the top of this descending triangle, right? That zone. But the biggest catalyst for this pullback here was the bad fundamentals and the lawsuit going on with Nio. This has been a very strong stock. If all was well within the news and the fundamentals, we would have broken through this quite nicely, I think. The buyers have been absolutely dominant since breaking that descending triangle. So really bullish still on the stock. We'll just have to trend cautiously as that lawsuit's getting figured out. But like what I'm seeing here from a technical perspective. So next week, guys, look for the break of this narrow range. Look for that reclaim of 691 and ultimately at $7 level. And then we're going to be looking for that break of this cup and handle pattern on the weekly time frame, breaking above that top resistance of that descending triangle and hopefully going higher from there. So we're still bullish on the stock. There's just been a little bit of mixed news going on, but we do remain bullish on the channel. Now, let me know your price predictions for Nio in the comments below. Where you guys seeing this going short term and long term? Do you guys have any positions within the stock? And if you guys want to see me continue to cover Nio, make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Give me any other stocks you guys want me to cover in the comments below. Happy to cover what you guys want to see. And as always, guys, trade smart. See you all in the next one.